And hello to all my friends. I'd like to welcome you to your Quadrants video 2024. So this is divination for an entire year. We're going to be looking through different topics, subjects, and themes to see when is the best time for you to plan and prepare things for your year. This is the only divination that I do for a year out at a time. So what is a quadrant? Well, a quadrant is a piece of the pie of the year. The little graphic illustration I have on your screen is probably the best visual I can give you. It's pretty self-explanatory. Quadrant 1 is going to be talking about January, February, and March. Quadrant 2 is going to be talking about April, May, and June. Quadrant 3, July, August, and September. And then Quadrant 4 will be wrapping up with October, November, and December. Which quadrant has what in store for you? Well, we're about to find out. This is the best tool available for you to plan and prepare. Today, this is being done as a general reading for your entire sign, but if you're looking for messages that are personal, private, and specific only to you, I do offer quadrants as a personal audio product on the website scottsagent.com, available January only. I've found that the best way to utilize quadrants is to watch the entire thing at the beginning of the year, and then after the first quadrant ends, March going into April, I come back, watch quadrants again, look at what happened in one, and reflect back on it because you just lived it. And then look ahead to what quadrant 2 is so it's fresh in your mind. And then do the same thing at the end of 2 going into 3. I'll come up and do a little fresh reminder again on that. And then same thing at the end of 3 going into 4. See how 3 just played out. See what's coming in 4. That's the best way so you can plan and prepare so it's fresh in your mind. All of the card work has already been done. I've taken a bunch of notes for every single quadrant for you. So let's get started. Okay, it is time for Taurus Quadrants 2024. The theme for Quadrant 1, January, February, and March, is really for my Tauruses who have kids. Young people, generation gap apart. Of course, this can go the other way around too. You could be the kid. They could be talking about the relationship between you and your parents, but that is the theme. For most people, it's going younger. Most people that are viewing my videos have younger kids or of the age to be able to have kids. So any young people in your life that are like a generation gap younger is usually the direction where they're going here. And this is a pretty big theme. It's like the focus center for these first 3 months for a lot of my Tauruses. And of course, this is a general reading too. So the next thing they show us here is a love ping, which just validates this. It shows stagnant in the love corner right here in the first 3 quadrants, and they show recurring feelings. So almost like routine, things that you've been dealing with before, you're just continuing to deal with, kind of business as usual. And for those of you that are my single Tauruses, this is not the time I'd be looking for love, okay? It's looking ahead down the year. This is probably one of the worst times to be looking for it. We'll talk more about that later. The next ping we have here for Taurus is actually health. They want to talk about beware of neglect. Usually I keep the quadrants generally positive. I don't talk about the bad stuff. I talk about the good stuff to kind of point you to make sure you hit it, make sure you hit the target here. But I want to let you know about something to beware of here, just hopefully that we can avoid it. And this is a health that says beware of neglect. So just anything here, you probably have a good idea what this is right now, early in the year, checking this video out, something that you've let go too much that really needs your attention. This is the time when you really need to not let it go. Okay, so just throwing it out there in a general. The next ping we have here is a major one for being busy and productive. They talk about choices and how basically that quadrant 1 is going to be very, very much about your choices. It is going to be less about destiny and momentum and the things that you have coming to you and just more about your day-to-day. So this is more like you filling in the blanks. It puts the power back in your corner, and spirit, the guardian angels and the spirit guides are just basically taking a back seat and just saying, well, we're going to watch and see how you do right now. So that is something to look forward to, right? So busy and productive with, they want you to be reviewing whatever is unbalanced, okay? As long as you're busy doing that and you're constantly asking yourself like, well, how can I bring more balance into my life, you know, in this category or in this area or with this, you're in a very good spot. That's very much what they want you to do. Vacation or relaxation here, we got a good, pretty strong ping here for good luck. So there's a lot of good luck, fortuitous things that can happen for vacation and taking a break from things early in the year, January, February, March. They talk about listen, so they want you to keep your ears open about hearing different things, different places you can go, maybe for if it's about a vacation or different relaxation, maybe techniques or something like that. So keep an ear out for those. Go for and take risks. You got a big ping there too. They talk about health completion there. I know we talked about health earlier, about beware of neglect. Well, here they're saying this is the time when you want to be a little risky with your health as far as getting something checked off the list. And they consider it as a risk, or at least maybe from your perspective, you consider it as a risk. So try to figure out what they're talking about there, because this is the second time now we've talked about health. And looking ahead, I don't really think we do at all anymore. This is really kind of the focus. Maybe a little bit in Q2, but definitely the first half of the year is very heavy on health. Getting health under control and making it nice and shiny, right? So that pretty much wraps up Quadrant 1. Now we move into Quadrant 2. The theme of Quadrant 2 is transportation issues. Okay, this is the kind of stuff that you're going to be dealing with as far as hardships are concerned. Or maybe this is just one challenge that resides within these 3 months of April, May, and June. Now, the work ping we have here is a big one, and this is the first time we're talking about work directly for Tauruses. They talk about legal coming in here and focusing on priorities. So a possible legal issue, so you want to be careful about anything you put your name on, you sign, contracts, emails, any kind of like litigation stuff or anything that would be like get you in trouble at work, basically. Long story short here. So focus on, like, you know, the way that things are done, the correct way of doing things, and not you don't want to miss anything here. The love ping we have here, this is where love gets better for Taurus. We have new ideas, new inspiration, and new light bulb effects going on. So new inspiration will be coming to you, and you'll be like, oh, I had this new idea and I should go do this. Like, I didn't think of that before. And, you know, the love corner, of course, if you're single, this could be new ideas with dating. If you decide you want to change that, if you're in a coupled up relationship, something like that, married, new ideas could be like, you know, what you guys are going to do next for your family. What, you know, ideas for maybe moving, or what the next project you're going to take on. So this is all Q2 stuff. New ideas are good. I like seeing new ideas. We have a ping here for money. You guys got pings just about everything here. Like I said, the first 2 quadrants, the early in the year, are very busy with information. We have a money ping here for family, positive. Very, very positive. I wrote down Disneyland. It's Disneyland energy. It is it's represented by the second best card in the tarot deck. So the money, it's going to be wonderful here in Q2. It's what I'm forecasting. We have your secondary health ping here in Q2. They say golden health, but you want to approach this gently. Like earlier in Q1, they said, you know, go for the risk and go kind of heavy on it. Now they're saying, you know, take your health approaches, whatever in Q2 is, gently, soft. But it is coming in very, very good. So good time to kind of wrap up whatever it is that they're referring to. We have a big ping here for busy and productive again. They talk about that the information is withheld from you, though. So they're not letting us know what this is about right now, but there is something that you need to be busy and productive with in Q2, and this is a perfect reason for me to tell you that you need to come back and check these out again, because you need a refresher. By the time Q2 starts here, maybe in April, you'll have an idea of what this is, but if you're looking at this video in January, you have no clue, more than likely. So they're talking about purging and clearing here with whatever they're referring to, information withheld. The other thing this can be for just some of my Tauruses is that this could be about getting busy and productive with learning something, like going back to school, or learning a trade or a skill, something you didn't know before, getting credited for something like that, because that's the other definition of basically information. And when I say it's withheld, that would be the same thing, you know, just in a different definition here, with like wisdom at like a school or something like that. So there you go, higher learning. Go for it risks. We have a ping here for with others. Taking risks with others and going for it with others. I don't know if that means love for my singles. I don't know if that means like going at projects together with the whole family, with the group, with your siblings. I'm not sure what they mean, but they do talk about with others. Hopefully you will know what I mean when we get there. They talk about not alone. So this is basically just, you know, coming up with ideas that are just beyond just yourself. It's a selfless quadrant, selfless. And then we talk about many choices here, playing conservative and safe. They say there's a lot of things that you can play it safe with here, but there's also the aspect of the group. And with the group, that was more risks. So if it's for you, it's more conservative. And if it's more for the group and the tribe, then it's more risky. So They didn't talk about the transport issues, so maybe that is just a one blip thing, or maybe that has to do with an umbrella of something I already described, but I didn't know it was transport. But they did bring that in as a theme, so transport issues may be something that a lot of my Tauruses, but not all, will be having to figure out. Let's get into Quadrant 3, guys. Quadrant 3, July, August, and September. First ping we have is slow grow coming in for work. Work ping for slow grow, especially with money. If it has to do with hours or sales, they're just letting you know here work could be a little slow in Q3. Just giving you a little heads up. Might want to plan some contingency plans. That's what this is good for. Planning and preparation. Love. We got a love ping here coming in action. So I'm just going to say for my singles, avoid. Okay, don't do it. Not worth it. And then for my coupled up people here, in action just means like, maybe seeing each other a little bit less than usual, maybe less going on, kind of more routine, something like that. We have a big financial ping here. They talk about something that gets broken, okay? And they are saying to have faith, though, because there is victory right on the other side of it. It's coming. So this is something that gets broke, perhaps, beyond the point of fixing, where you got to like buy something new because it is a financial thing that's coming in broken. So it's basically making me feel like, you got to go buy a new microwave or a new whatever, vacuum. I'm just throwing ideas out there, but something like that. Okay, it comes in as like broken, you got to spend your money on, but don't worry about it because you're either going to get the money back or it's going to work itself out in a mysterious, weird way. But anyway, it turns out very good. Busy and productive, they say, but not work. So if you are going to get busy with anything, it's not with work, okay? Because they already told you that work was going to be slow. So this just further reinforces that. Vacation relaxation, they call this a small win. So maybe a small vacation would be very good for a lot of Tauruses here in Q3. Looking very good for a small one. So there we go. And I didn't even tell you the theme. So let's do that now. The theme of Quadrant 3 is work action with friends. Okay, so we already talked about how the action was actually slow. So they want you to be, but that is like the financial aspect of it, like the kickback and the return. But they still want you to be showing up. I guess that's what they're saying here. They want you to still show up to work. They still want you to put in the effort and the energy to work. And they say with friends. So I don't know if that's colleague friends, work friends, maybe doing some side work for the family or family members or somebody that has a business, something like that. And then we move into a very quiet Quadrant 4 here. The theme of Quadrant 4 is new ideas and plans. Okay, this is the ideal time for that kind of stuff. We have a big love ping too for lovers, relationship harmony. If you're in a coupled up relationship, the end of the year is going to be fantastic, phenomenal. For my singles, the end of the year is a great opportunity. It is probably the greatest one of your year, okay? All 3 months coming in probably pretty good. There's no real indicator to let me know, the beginning or end of that. Just the 3 months are just checking in very, very good for love. Now, they do talk about risks, and they say risks, though, if you're going to go for anything and take extreme risks here, it's not in the love corner. That's not what you want to do. So the love thing has to be a more traditional approach, but it's coming in very good. And then the last thing we're talking about here, pings conservative and safe. They talk about and it's a big one. It's authority. Authority needed here. Authority needed. So that it does say to lead. So to guide others, to step up, basically to step up. And if authority is needed, it means that it's lacking somewhere. So that is saying like you need to be authoritative about it, but you also need to play it a little safe. You need to take a softer approach to it, long story short. So there we go. There are your 4 quadrants. You can see that all this information is very useful for planning and preparation and timing things in your entire year, knowing when best to put things into play. And that is information really helps us make the best decisions possible. So I hope you all spoil yourself to a Quadrants personal reading, which is available January only on the website, scottsagent.com. I hope you guys have an excellent 2024. I know you will.
So I guess the fortune teller's right.